Yes, indeed, YouTube. It is your guy, 74 Midwest Bass. And as you can see, we are back with another video. Yes, indeed. So, for everybody that's been around, y'all know what today is. But for everybody that just might be tuning in or stopping by, and all my newer YouTube family, it is Quick Tech Tip Tuesdays. Yes, indeed. So, for today, this one is going to be quick. Yes, indeed. So, I had somebody reach out to me on one of the social media sites. And commented and questioned about some issues they were having with their amp. They were a newer installer, you know, a DIY guy. So they asked us, well, they kind of expressed to us what had been happening. And so we gave them our kind of advice on that. And so we figured that since it is Tuesday, we'll share this quick tip with you too. So, like I said, for the guys like me who've been around for a long time, we remember these style amps. Now, the style of the amp doesn't matter to the point that we're getting to. Meaning, now, back in my time, a lot of the amps were like metal. And I don't mean like aluminum, I mean actual metal. So, with today's amps, you know, they're made of all different kind of components. Plastic, metal, all that stuff like that. Now, we had that back in the day, but the mass majority of ours were like actual real metal. So, I am not a technician. So, as far as how the newer amps are built, maybe they fixed this problem along the way, maybe not. But, for the most part, generally speaking, the body, the metal parts of the amp are grounded, connected to the ground in some shape, form, or fashion. So the issue that they were having is that they would connect the amps, and when they get ready to connect the positive, either accidentally it would touch on the ground or something like that. So what we told them what we do is to prevent that, because we know a lot of people who hook their amps up like that, just in order. Ground, remote, and then the positive. I don't do that. Simply because, like I said, back in the day, when I was just starting, I blew some amps like that before I found out that this was a ground also. So, what I started doing many years ago is installing my amps different. Now, this is just for the power and ground. As far as the subs, you know, it really don't matter what order, to me, you install them in. But for the power and ground, how I do it is this. I install the positive, the plus, before I install the ground. Now, the remote, you can install it in any, you know, well, I'll take that back. I install them like this. 12 volt remote, and then the ground last. And the reason for that is because, like I said, once you hook that ground up, the case of the amp becomes live. So if you happen to touch that remote on there, you could lose the remote. You happen to touch that positive on there, hopefully you blow a fuse, but you could lose the amp if you connect that ground first. So like I said, the order in which I do this, positive is if I touch it and nothing else is hooked up, it doesn't matter. Remote, if I touch it and the ground isn't hooked up, it doesn't matter. Then now I'm at the ground. When I'm installing the ground, I don't have to worry about the body anymore. Only thing I have to worry about is this little section from here over. And like I said, if you can't get that in there without touching those, you probably should be having somebody else to install your amp anyway. But this way will help minimize the chances of blowing fuses and blowing amps. If anybody has any questions or comments, get with your guy in the comments. And we out of there, man.